I'm still getting myself sorted out. So just a minute, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So if you, here we go. To make sure I've got everything. Okay, I do. Phew. All right, just a minute. Sorry, I'm running a little behind today, but we'll get there. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Here we go. I didn't put an announcement in, but that's okay. It's been a busy couple of days. It's been busy. Hello, hello, Lee. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Hi, hi. Did you hear about the U.S. aid ruling? So, I'm not sure. Do you mean the one about the emails and the back pay? Is that the one? There's been a lot going on. Is that the back pay? Oh, got notification. Okay, good. Yes, this is live. This is live. It certainly is. Yes. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Alyssa. Good evening. Joe. Yes, it has been. It has been rough. Hello, Mo Girly Girl. Hello. Layla. Willie B. Cynthia. Good to see you. Yes, so I have been over on the talk, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm trying to, Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm going to be over here on YouTube. So, yay! Welcome, Violet. I got the notification. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, that's the one thing I like about YouTube. I actually get a notification. Oh, good, good. Kathy, hello. All right, so the U.S. aid, hold on a second. Is the U.S. aid preliminary hearing? Let me see here, just real quick, everybody. I'm all over the place. Shutdown likely violated the Constitution. Okay, I got it now. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge news. Huge news. Am I gonna cry again? I don't know. Maybe. Haven't seen you on TikTok. So I've been going live over on TikTok. I will be covering tonight everything that I have been talking about on TikTok. And I do have some lives to get up and running over here as well. But it's been a bit of a... okay, wait. Mexico and Canada? What? No, I've not seen that. Come on. Come on. How's the bunker situation? Yeah, I'm cleaning it right now. I'm cleaning the bunker. Yeah, we're in bad shape, everybody. We're in pretty bad shape. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I guess I kind of say it lightly, but yeah, we're in bad shape. We're in bad shape. So, hello, Lorraine. Hello, hello. Erin Parnas did a post about it. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Regarding your Trump work, I could, Alex. Let me see here. There should be a way to send me a little message here, right? On YouTube. Is that right? If not, you can kind of DM me over on TikTok. Are you on TikTok? So we can kind of have a talk about it. Shouldn't be a problem. The end of the live where you said you were buying bats. All right, everybody. Well, welcome in. That probably didn't sound quite right. I'm just buying bats, everyone. All right, you are on TikTok. Okay, that's no problem, Alex. Just send me a message over on TikTok and be like, hey, we talked on YouTube and we can talk there. So I'm so happy we have you. I don't know, everyone. I'm doing my best here, but I'm going a little bit bonkers. So hello, everyone. For those of you who are not on the TikTok, I have been doing some lives. Yesterday, I had a one in the morning, one around noon, and then one around, you know, evening. I did three of those. Okay, yeah, yep. About three of those yesterday. We've got this situation going on with the El Salvador and the lawsuit and temporary restraining order, that there's some question as to whether or not there's compliance with that. So it's kind of being a problem. Yeah. Okay. So tonight, what I thought I would do is just do an overview. We'll just start at the beginning here, and I'll go through and explain what documents have been filed, kind of what's going on with that case, and doing a Q&A while we're here, just to make sure that everyone over here knows what's going on. I have not been keeping up with the closet docket yesterday and today. I will get back into it later tonight and tomorrow. This is pretty major case here, so I've been really focusing on what's been going on here. But I'll be back on to the regular docket tomorrow. So with that, let's talk, everybody. All right, we have we'll start at the very beginning. We have an act here. The act is called the Alien Enemies Act. It's part of the Alien and Sedition bundle. There was a set of laws that were put into place before the French invaded back in 1789, and then a couple of years later for Kentucky and Virginia. But there was one law that still remains out of that package, or out of that four pack. Yeah, 1798. I will say 1789 accidentally multiple times. That's just gonna happen. I wish it didn't, but I keep like swapping those numbers around. But you know what I mean. So this act here, there we go, has to do with the president having power to remove anyone who is a male, 14 and older, from the United States and kick them out of the country. All right. Now, the people have to be citizens of a country that is at war with the United States, or the nation or government, or trying to have an invasion or predatory incursion. All right, so we have to have some kind of war element here. This is a wartime statute. That's what it was for. We, again, were getting ready to fight with the French when this was written, when this was about, I would say 5 years before Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr had their duel. So that's how old this statute is. So Mr. Trump had really been talking a lot about this statute during his campaigning. And I don't know, somebody like just told him about it, I guess, and he just, had to talk about it. So what he did was he put together an executive proclamation. And in this proclamation, he said, well, this TDA gang, I'm going to declare them to be enough of an organization to fit the definition of a government or a country, which, you can't do. So he said, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So because of that, and then his proclamation goes into like how awful this gang is out of Venezuela, which, duh, of course they're awful. It's a, gang out of Venezuela. Of course that's terrible. So he goes in here and justifying, and talking about how awful it is. And then even here you can see citizens 14 years of age or older, and that's because of the language in the statute, the enemies statute. So at the very end of his proclamation, he's saying, I'm going to invoke this because, I want to get rid of these bad gang members. Now, again, a gang is not a country or government, and so it does not fit within the statute, within that code section. And, Mr. Trump doesn't care. So he doesn't care. And that's fine. Or the people around him don't care. I'm not really sure. I feel like he might just not be paying too much attention at this point. So it's like, meh, I don't know what's happening. But, you know, he's either just letting everybody go forward or, it's just this hateful, and which is possible. But I want to just pull that language out. So I'm back here again. This is that Alien Enemy Act, and I'm pulling that language out where it says here, and he didn't put this in his proclamation, but according to the statute, all natives, citizens, denizens, or subjects of the hostile nation or government, again, a gang is not a nation or a government, being males of the age of 14 years and upwards. So, he's trying to use this language, but let's just be clear here when he's saying 14 years and older. So he's trying to pull that language of the statute in there. But again, see this, Venezuelan citizens, 14 years of age or older, and he needed to put in males in order to properly use the language in the statute. So you see, even his proclamation isn't even in compliance with that statute that he's trying to use as justification. All right? So, use the language. If you're going to use the statute illegally, use the language illegally, right? Sign a document. Yeah, he's definitely not paying. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So what happened was then, of course, there were 5 people. There's lots of rumors going around, but there are 5 people that are being represented, and they have, their names are confidential. That's why it's just initials here, JGG. We've got 5 people here, GFF, JGO, JGG, WGH, JAV. All right, so these 5 people are being represented by the ACLU. ACLU filed on March 15th a complaint against the government stating, we hear you're putting people on planes and sending them to El Salvador. And, under this statute, by using the statute and this proclamation. So, they immediately filed a complaint. Then they filed a motion to proceed under pseudonyms. That's why we have the initials here. Then we had a motion for a temporary restraining order. Again, all of this is hitting the courts like boom on the 15th, right? And then they filed a motion to certify a class. So they're trying to go forward with a class action because it's a group of people. And then we have appearances of the plaintiff's attorneys. So all of these are filed at the same time, boom, 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 boom. So the court, after receiving that, filed a court order here, a minute order, and granting the sealed motion to proceed under the pseudonyms, right? Also reviewed the expedited nature of the matter. It determines that a full opinion is not practical at this time. So they said, because we're moving so quick here, because we're talking about people getting on planes and stuff, we're going to go fast. So the judge is like, I'm going to give you a minute order because we got to get this going fast because of the exigency. And believing the plaintiffs have made the required showing on the relevant factors, the court orders that 1, their motion is granted, and 2, they shall be permitted to proceed pseudonymously. Oh my gosh, I can't, everybody. I can't. I'm not going to let this word ruin my life, so we'll move on. Unless and until the assigned judge determines otherwise. And he's the chief judge in DC, all right? So he's as my mother-in-law would say, he's the big banana. He's the top banana there in the DC area. So, he's number 1. And so he's like, we're moving quick here. We're moving quick, all right? So then we have a summons sent out to the defendants, which are U.S. attorneys, U.S. attorney generals here. So this is all the people. Yeah, yeah. Right. I'm just looking at the comments real quick, everybody. Okay, here we go. So summons went out. Again, all of this is happening on the 15th. And then notice of appearance here for the plaintiffs. Again, so we have more attorneys coming in. We have another order. So we've got two orders just back to back on the 15th. We've got a temporary restraining order granted. So again, it's quick, it's quick. The court's reviewed plaintiff's complaint, motion for a temporary restraining order. Given the exigent circumstances that it's been made aware of this morning, it has determined an immediate order is warranted to maintain the status quo, which is maintaining the status quo was the language used in the requirements for granting a TRO. So that's why that language is here. He's saying, I got to do this right now, or else we're going to have a problem. Until a hearing can be set, plaintiffs have satisfied the 4 factors governing the issuance of a preliminary relief. The court accordingly orders that 1, plaintiff's motion for a TRO is granted. 2, defendants shall not remove any of the individual plaintiffs from the United States for 14 days, absent further order of the court. And 3, the parties shall appear for a Zoom hearing on March 17th. The hearing will proceed by video conference. The parties by telephone, blah, 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 toll-free number here, so ordered. All right, so boom, the TRO is granted. All right, now this is what the big argument is here. The argument is he had, they had gone through and been having a hearing and had said the same thing, but they're saying it wasn't written. And so, there's this big question of, when does the injunction attach? Does it attach as soon as the judge says it, or as soon as the judge writes it in an order? So there you go. So we've got a temporary restraining order in place here, everyone, for those different pieces. So 1, 2, 3. So this is the same thing here. Again, all of this is happening on the 15th, all right? Next, we have notice. Again, a couple more attorneys coming in, the plaintiffs. Another notice for a couple more attorneys. Again, I'm giving you the structure here of the case before we dive in, everyone, to the hearings and the issues. Then we've got 2 appearances for the government. So this is that Drew Ensign person. I don't know who that is, but we got a couple of, couple of attorneys willing to just kind of do whatever it is that they think they want to do here. So this fella, and then we've got a minute entry for the proceedings. So we have a hearing, all right? Proceedings mean we have a hearing held before the judge right here on the 15th regarding the motion to certify class. Oral arguments were heard, and there's an order forthcoming. This is that issue because the judge said from the bench, turn the planes around. Now the government argues until he wrote that order, then it was okay. So we're talking about minutes of differences because the government was trying to move people that were covered by this illegal proclamation before the judge actually could get the order written. So, they're playing around. They're playing around with the judge. If we get an order from a judge from the bench, that is, of course, the same thing as a written order, but they're, trying to, fiddle fart around and kind of mess with the language here. It's like, fine, mess with the language, but we're talking about people's lives here. And so they're like, well, that's all right then, which is pretty awful. So here we go. The next piece we have is another order certifying that class again, so that we've got our class action lawsuit here. How fast they can do sneaky stuff. Oh, I know, but forever to do things that are actually helpful. Oh my gosh, so true. So what happens then, and one of the things that John Roberts, the Chief Justice, was talking about today in his statement that he made, if you don't like what a judge says, then you appeal it. you don't impeach the judge, all right? So come on here. So immediately after these orders went out, the temporary restraining order as well as the class certification, the government filed an appeal, which you can do. I mean, you can file an appeal, but there it is right there. So the appeal was put into place, and the deadlines, all of those things. And then we had the transmission of notice of appeal for the defendants next in place. All of this again is on the 15th. We have an appeal notice as well. So everyone's getting notified that the government has appealed the decision of the court. So we've got, again, we're going through, let's make sure here we've got everything. Appeals. We've got another hearing then that occurred on, because this was moving so fast, everybody, that, you know, people were getting different reports out of the media. So again, we've got this 5 p.m. hearing. The class is certified. We have notice. More plaintiffs' attorneys coming in, then hearings as well, more notice, defendant's appeal of the TRO. So we have a TRO appeal as well as the appeal for the certified class. All right, both of those now. And then we have that notice of appeal and the transmission of notice of appeal. So 2 appeals, so 2 orders, 2 appeals. All right, and then we'll move over here. Notices of appearance for defendants again. Then again, that hearing got brought in. So nothing was filed on the 16th. All of this was the 15th, that last appeal. And then we move into the 17th. And the 17th is when, actually, this is the wrong side. There we go. We're back to the 15th. Sorry, everybody. I had flipped the page too soon. So we've got notices, numbers for the appeals, the transcripts are moving as well. And then we start with May 17th, March 17th right here. So this was the first order that, or first filing that I saw. This is when I went live. This was filed very early in the morning on March 17th. And it was a response from the plaintiffs. And in this response, they cited 2 planes that they knew of, timings to be taken off and landing, Honduras, and those kinds of things. All of that information was somehow found out by the plaintiffs, and they used that information in their filing. And so when this information came out, now the judge has this information. And so we officially have a situation where it's looking like the government is violating the restraining order. All right, so the judge is like, well, that's not cool. We need a hearing. We need to talk about it, whether or not we've got a violation. If there's a violation of a TRO, we have contempt, right? So we have a legal, lawful court order, and the government executive branch is defying that. Now, their argument is that they thought that this judge's order, the chief judge, they thought his order was illegal because he made decisions too quickly because of, the political nature of it or whatever. That's what they're trying to argue here. All right. So anyway, he sets the hearing, and there was hearing is set, and then this is the part where we have the hearing. So, and that was available to the public. You could listen in. The judge is like, I need some facts. I need some more facts here based off of the court filing of the plaintiffs. And the government said, well, we're not going to tell you any facts. We don't want to, so we're not going to. And the judge is like, you're going to need to give me a reason why you're not telling me, or, we've got contempt. And I'll give you till noon on Tuesday. So that was the next order that came out here from the court. But before that came out, after the hearing, immediately after the hearing, the government, God, these guys are such jerks. These are such jerks. They immediately filed a motion to vacate the hearing. So the hearing that they had just had, that we had listened to as the public, where the judge is like, I just need basic information to go forward. And the government said, we're not giving it to you because you don't have any authority over me. So they filed a motion to vacate that. And that was denied right here. So the very next court is that he denied. He's like, well, I'm denying your motion to vacate. Right? So we had the hearing, and even before they went into the hearing, they had filed with the appellate court to have the chief judge removed from the case and to stop the hearing from occurring. And, the appellate court, I still don't think they've made a ruling on it. I don't have any ruling yet. It might just not have come out, or I've not found it yet, but at the time of the hearing, the judge literally said, so did the appellate court say anything? And everyone was like, no, we haven't heard anything. So then they went forward on the hearing. So here vacator just means to, invalidate. All right. How about that? Or dismiss, disregard, remove the hearing. So here's the minute order, the quick minute order after the hearing. So this is what the judge said needed to be put in by the defendants today. All right. As discussed in today's hearing, the court orders that by 12 p.m. on March 18th, the government shall file notice, which may, if necessary, be sealed in part, setting forth 1, a sworn declaration that no one on any flight departing the United States after 7:25 p.m. on March 15th was removed solely on the basis of the proclamation at issue. 2, a sworn declaration setting forth when the proclamation or issue was signed. So the judge was even asking, when exactly was the proclamation in place? Because there's some question that it was actually written and signed on the 14th, but it wasn't published until the 15th. And, does published mean onto the website or into, the public? By just showing it to the public, what exactly is going on? And the government said, I'm not going to answer that. So we kind of need to think about that too, everyone. The government is claiming national security, foreign affairs, powers for the president, and they don't have to tell the judge. Meanwhile, the judge is like, when did the proclamation, when was it implemented? We're not going to tell you again, right? So, yikes, that's a problem. When it was made public and when it went into effect. And we've got, 3 different options. And number 3, the government's best estimate of the number of individuals subject to the proclamation currently remaining in the United States, and how many are in U.S. custody, and 4, the government's position on whether and in what form it will provide the answer to the court's questions regarding the particulars of the flights. Which, of course, the court can ask for information. Of course it can. Such form could include an in-camera review, so that means in chambers, or in a classified setting, so like a SCIF situation. If the government takes the position that it will not provide the information to the court under any circumstances, it must support such position, including with classified authorities if necessary. That's what was due today. So information was due by the government, the defendants, today by noon. And then I did hop on after the 2 filings, and I'm not going to hide the lead here. Surprise, surprise. They didn't give all of the information that the judge requested. Some of it, but not all of it. So here's the transcript of the proceedings. And then we had another motion to vacate the TRO again. And what I'm going to assume is going to be another denial of that motion here. All right. So that's the docket, everyone. Oh my gosh, that's what has happened here. This is madness. Complete This is complete madness, everybody. We're in crazy town. Invalidate the court by refusing to say anything. Exactly. And that's what our problem is, right? When a court gives you an order, or when a court asks you for information as an attorney, first of all, ethically, you're obligated to give information to the court. So we've got ethical, but then we've also got legal. Court orders something, you don't do it, you're in contempt of court, right? So that's a problem. I think they'll be held in contempt. Yes, I think so, for failing to supply the necessary information. Yes, I do. I do think this judge will go down that road. I don't think the judge wants to. I don't think anybody wants this to happen other than these a-hole attorneys and Stephen Miller. Yeah, I think those are the only people. Isn't it only 4 people in the case, but earlier we were talking about 70-something people on the plane? Right, so that's the question. We don't have definitive numbers. We've got ballpark figures, and that came today at 12 o'clock via these filings that they put into place. All right, so again, that's one of the questions the judge had. The judge was like, well, how many people are we talking about here? How many people are covered by this proclamation from 1798 that are in custody versus not in custody? What's our number, right? So that's what we're talking about. Medic, I'm answering it right now, man. What you talking about? I'm actually answering your question right now. Okay, here we go. So we have the response by the government, and then this fella signed some kind of a declaration, and what he said was, let's just be clear where we have it here. He said, at this time, approximately 54 members of this gang are in detention, all right? And on the detained docket, but approximately 172 are not. So there's 172 alleged members just, out there in the world. Okay, so, I got you now. Okay, I got you. Hold on, I'll get to you there. I'll clear that up. And that's a big question. What are our numbers here? So 172 are out walking around. 32 are in criminal custody and with active detainers against them. All right, so those are numbers that have been crunched at this point. How many people were on the plane? The government's refusing to answer. How many people were subject to that proclamation on the plane? The government's refusing to answer. We don't know how many people were on the plane. We now know there were 3 planes involved. We do not know how many people were on each plane. They are claiming that the 5 people involved here that brought the lawsuit are still in the United States. They're claiming that in the hearing, through the lawyer saying it. The lawyer's not under oath. The lawyer can say whatever the lawyer wants. All right? Yes, medic. So the key here, right, is that there were people being deported that were being under this proclamation that was illegal. And then there were other people on the plane. We don't know. And the government's refusing to share that information. All right. Oh, no problem. No, that's fine. Medic. No. He wanted to make sure that the planes were only full of plaintiffs. No, I don't think that, no, he wasn't. Now, when I was listening and taking notes during the hearing, the plane could have whomever they wanted on it. He knew if there's 3 planes, there's going to be more than just these 5 plaintiffs on it. That's the thing, though. When they filed a class action, they're saying we're 5 people, but there are other people that could be included being removed because of the 1798, but we don't know. we only have record of these 5. And when you have a class action going forward, you don't have to know exactly who the other people are. All right. So it gets kind of complicated and tangled up. But no, the judge at no point said it could only be the plaintiffs. No, that's not the point. The point is that the people on the plane should not have been on the plane if it was because of the 1798 Act. If they were being deported for another reason, if they were being kicked out for other reasons, fine. But there should not have been anybody on planes landing in another country that were on the plane only because of the proclamation that said you are a male 14 and older and you are covered by this enemy statute. That's it. And that's really what this whole case is about, everybody. There are 100 different laws to kick people out of the country, all right? Whatever, 100 different ways. And, Paul Simon style, all the different ways you can do it. But you cannot do it under the Alien Enemies Act. That was it. That's all it is. But because he was talking about this act on his campaign trail, and because they think they're superior to the judiciary, they're saying, no, we're going to use this act. All right. Yeah. So if the goal is to remove people, there are plenty of statutes they could do that. But if the goal is to remove power from the judiciary, then you force some kind of archaic statute to work in this situation. That's what the problem is. Sounds like that's why they don't want to answer. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why they don't want to answer. They have to tell the judge, right? I mean, the judge is like, well, you need to explain it. You need to tell me. If a judge says, why are you doing this? And you don't tell the judge, that's contempt of court. Now, the judge said, if it's classified, then we can go to a classified situation and talk about it. This is a chief judge out of DC. He's going to have the highest access to all classified information. He has access to foreign affairs. He has access to, everything you could think of for classified information. This specific judge has that power. All right. So, and that's what he was saying during the hearing, that he's like, and he said it out. He's like, if you're talking about the commander-in-chief powers, I have the clearance level. I have the authority, the highest authority. This judge could sit in the war room when the president and the military people are talking. That's his level of clearance. All right. So that's what he's saying. He's like, if this is a confidential information that you think that you don't have to share because of national security, I have clearance, right? Because national security means you don't have permission to hear it. He has permission. And that's what he's saying to this judge. He's like, we don't have to say it, or that's what he's saying to these people. He said, we don't have to have it in public. We can have it in a very private setting. We can go into a little box, and you can talk to me about it. You can write it in code that only the admirals can read, because I too can read it because I have that authority. All right. But they're saying, well, we're not going to tell you. We're not going to tell you, kind of thing. Exactly. They're trying to use a reason to not tell the judge that is not valid. And so the judge is like, you need to give me a valid reason why you can't tell me. They're saying national security. He said, I've got clearance. They're saying foreign relations. It's like, I'm not talking about foreign relations, and you know that. That's not relevant. That's not on the table. He's got more clearance than Elon. He does. He does. Yeah. So that's the problem. That's the problem. This isn't about putting people out of the country for safety. This is about whether or not Mr. Trump has more power, more authority than the judicial branch. And the answer to that is we have three equal branches in government, and everybody has a check and a balance in place. So there's stuff that the Congress can do that the president can't do. There's stuff that the courts can do that Congress can't do. So, that's how it was set up. And so for him to come in and say, well, I'm going to just, crap all over the courts, it's like, what? You can't do that. What are you doing? And that's what he's trying to do here. And so that's what makes this so dangerous, is if they can come in, and again, we don't even know who it was that filed this. If they can come in and say, the court has no justification to tell us what to do, we're not in violation. We've decided as the executive branch, we're not in violation of court order. We're not going to let a court decide if we're in violation. We are going to decide. This is where the alarm bells are going off, all right? Because that's not the job of the executive branch. The executive branch cannot make law. Just that simple. The executive branch can also not make rulings on court orders or determine the constitutionality of the law. That's not their job. They are the enforcers of the law. They are not the interpreters or designers of the law. That's how the government's set up in the Constitution. Some of the news interview that the judge can't tell the president what he can do and not do. And Cynthia, that kind of language is alarming and not true. And again, and I felt like this was going to happen after we had that immunity decision come out in July. Mr. Trump's like, I've got complete immunity over everything, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is, literally in the decision, the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court said the president does not have absolute immunity. The president has to follow the law. But there are official acts the president has to do, and you cannot criminally charge the president because it could have a negative effect on the president's decision making. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Bondi said that on Fox. Yeah, so she's, the attorney general. She can say whatever she wants, and that's fine. Right. I mean, the whole base, they don't really care what any of the proper information is. They just want to be angry and hurt people. There's no way for any of us to educate the people that are supporting Mr. Trump. They just will do whatever he says. But for everybody else, it's important to know what's actually going on, right? It's important to know. This isn't a Trump did something because he's a jerk situation. So no, we're talking about, this is a fundamental constitutional question here. Can the executive branch literally ignore, which is what's happening in this filing, a court order saying, tell me information? They're like, we're not going to. Like, you are not above the courts. So if they don't abide by the laws in the courts, why can't citizens tell the government that we no longer have to abide by the laws either? Well, yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when the government falls apart. That's what happens. When you have one branch of the government saying, I no longer have to follow the rules, then nobody has to follow the rules. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the destruction of the government. Because after that, why does anybody have to follow any of the rules? If you want to eat peanut butter and tuna, you will. No, John, that's still not acceptable. No, that's on the list of nobody will allow that to happen. All right? That's not. What part of the 1930s Germany are we at today? So we're at the part where we're here. Us, the people, we are not just complying with orders. We're not following orders. We, the people, are not. We are not just going along and letting, other people, because they're, it's not us, it's this gang of Venezuelans, which again is not proven. We're not saying, well, whatever, it's them, it's not us. We the people are saying this is not going to happen on our watch. Meaning, if we have to, revolt, then we have to revolt. And, I have to be careful with my language because I don't want to have a situation where they're like, we're plotting against the government. We are certainly not doing that. But, yeah, vive la France. That's what I keep saying. Oh, yeah, we're in deep doo-doo here. So the best case scenario is that the government attorneys here get put in jail. That'd be great. I'd love that. But and then people who actually have ethics come in and take their position. That'd be great. But we have to get the government to give the judge what the judge is requiring, because if they don't, then it's just that's it. We've splintered. We're preparing for all contingencies. Correct. Article 2, Section 4. Yeah, sure. Let's look at it. Article 2, Section 4. Dun, dun, dun. Article 2, Section 4. Article 1 here. And then we have Article 3. Whoops. So Article 2, you said, Section 4. So here's Section 1. Here's Section 2. And here's Section 3. Here's Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. There you go. Absolutely, we've got an impeachable situation. What sucks is our Congress. Our Congress is broken. We've got a couple parts there. We basically have 3 people holding up Congress. The rest are just like, let's just do what we've always done, like back in 1992. That's a problem. It's like, dude, y'all are too, like what? Grass is like 100 years old, and he's in charge of like the Judiciary Committee, right? Like, where's he at? Where's Senator Grassley at during all this stuff? I tell you where he's at. He's sleeping. That's what he's doing because he's 100 years old. All right? So that's a problem. Could Congress come in as an equal branch in the government? Yes. And start making some noise? Yes. Can they fix everything? No. But they can make some noise. But are they? No, because they're broken. Can you look over the executive order about the WMDs because of the amount of control the military is taking from peoples? I'll take a look at it. That's probably not one. When we get into the WMDs, that's not something that I'll be likely to do on a live. That would get pulled down. I've already had a couple of inquiries from legal entities saying like, you can't talk about that stuff. So I'll take a look at it though. I'll take a look. Of course, I've got to take a look and see what's going on with that. Minnesota senator just got busted for soliciting a minor. Oh, this is my shocked face. Oh my gosh. He's like Biden, still digesting. Right, exactly. I think they're still digesting, but also I think a lot of them have just like lit the match and they're like, we're going to go. Because if you think about it, the leaders, right, like they're like super rich people. The rich people aren't just, Mr. Trump and his minions. All of the leaders are the rich people too. And so they're like, well, we're the rich people, so they can just kind of sail away on a yacht, right? So, I mean, why bother themselves coming on and saying, well, this is crappy? Why put themselves through that? Grassley's talking crap about the judge. Really? Did he wake up? Oh my gosh. Trump derangement. Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh my gosh. Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I'm writing myself a note. Check on sleeping status of Grassley. Wow. Grassley's talking crap about the judge. Well, that's the other thing though. John Roberts came out today and he's like, if you don't like the judge, appeal it. Words from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. You don't attack judges because you don't like them. And, you appeal what they've done. So, do that instead of trying to, like, pull some impeachment crap because you don't like what the judge has to say. Like, that's just, like, poor sportsmanship, in my opinion. Really, who wants to protect their... Oh, my gosh. That's, shocked? No. But is it crappy? Yes. Yeah. Go back to bed, Chuck. That's funny. Hopefully Roberts will stick to that. I think he will, John, in all honesty. I'm anytime I talk about the Supreme Court, people are like, what? You think the Supreme Court's okay? No, I don't. No, I do not. I do not think the Supreme Court is okay. I think we've got a big problem with the Supreme Court. But on this issue, based off of what I've seen from Roberts, his writing, the fact that he's in charge of all the federal courts, like he's in charge of all the federal courts, that gives him a unique position. I think he has the position, stop going after the judges. Like, we have a protocol. If you don't like what's happening, we've got options for you. We have different packages that we offer based on how upset you are and who you're upset with. But none of those packages include just, shredding and ripping a judge apart. That's like not part of it. Yeah, he sees a threat to his power. Well said, Sherry. Well said, exactly. Was the chief judge randomly assigned to this case, or did he get it because of his seniority? That I don't know. I do know he was the one that probably was originally talking about it when it originally hit. I'm not sure how they spin the wheel of which judge gets what case. Or if he just said, this is going to be too complicated for anybody else, let's not even play around and I'll just take it. I don't really know on here. But this judge, though, everybody, this judge is pretty straight and narrow. He's just walking the path. He doesn't lean one way or the other. He doesn't try to, do any kind of activism. He's just plain Jane, plain vanilla, garden variety, following the rule with like a lot of experience. So this is the best judge to have, honestly, because he's not going to be sympathetic to one way or the other. He's reading the law. He's calling it like he sees it. Obama appointment. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, Obama appointment, okay, well, he's not, doing what Obama's telling him to do, right? Obama's probably like on some yacht in the Riviera. 91. He looks rough. He looks older than 91, and that's saying something, everybody. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's the funniest thing I've heard. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. He's 91. But he looks older. Oh my gosh. What is happening with gracious. Oh my gosh. Like I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Don't get me riled up about Obama. Oh, come on, come on. Obama can handle anything I've got to throw at him. That fella's like one of the strongest people in the world. He can handle that. He looks like the Crypt Keeper. That's so funny. The grumpy old man from the Muppets. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, it's funny because it's true. That's why it's funny. Oh my gosh. Sip the tea. Oh, is that hysterical laughter? Perhaps it is, everybody. Perhaps it is. It's been a rough it's been a rough day. This has been a rough situation here. My family is like tiptoeing around. I think I heard one person say to another person, "Is she in the kitchen?" Like, I'm in the kitchen. Like, go out the back door. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. He looks worse than an accidental desert mummy. Oh, it was an accident. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, yes. So, right. So the next... Oh, all right. The next hearing on all of this, crap is set for Friday. So Friday at 2:00 Eastern will be the next hearing, and the public can listen in on it, just like the hearing that was yesterday. It is absolutely possible. And the Han Solo solution. No! Oh, no, Star Wars references. That's when you know it's getting real. When they bring in the Star Wars reference. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Oh, I am going to take a swig of my Tang here, everybody. Oh my gosh. Every time I drink the Tang, I keep wondering if those two astronauts are coming home. So it's like I got to pour a little bit out for my astronaut homies. Like, I hope you can come home. It's healing. We're going to get there, everybody. I know it's been doom and gloom, but oh my gosh. Then you just put the doom and gloom down and then you move forward. That's what you do. Really? They got back today? Oh my gosh, everybody. Seriously? I've been so busy reading the Magna Carta. I wasn't sure. Let me look it up right now. Astronauts. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, you all have just made this the best moment. Butch and Sunny return to Earth. Oh my gosh. They've got to be in some kind of like decompressive chamber. Wow. Okay, so, oh my gosh, that's great news. We love that. We love that. Exact thought was, I'd take chances. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's rough. It's real rough. Yeah, it's real, well, what? Who isn't reading the Magna Carta right now? Everybody, you need to all be reading the Magna Carta. Oh my goodness. Oh, PBS had, okay. Yeah, see, that's what happens when you dive so deep into, the destruction of the government. You miss out on these wonderful moments, like the astronauts that finally came home. Welcome back, astronauts. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. I know, right? Butch and Sunny. I know. I love it. All right. Well, that's great. Yeah, I'm so glad they're back. And I really hope they can somehow acclimate their systems.
I don't know, everybody. If I go like to St. Louis for a week, my whole body's out of whack for 4 months. I can't imagine what happens when you are in space for 9 months, you know? Like, I can't even imagine it. It's going to be rough. They're finding a cure for cancer. Oh my gosh. I was in the bunker creating more tang. See, that's the thing. That's why I have the tang, is because, I stockpile in my bunker with my tang. You don't want to know what's in the bunker. But I will tell you there's some tang in there. Oh, come on, Lisa. Come on now. Rereading the Magna Carta. Right. No. Listen, everybody. Whenever we're in trouble, whenever we're in serious trouble, I go to the Magna Carta. This is a confession time, all right? We're in trouble, Magna Carta, all right? That's like my comfort read. I've said too much, all right? Men in Black user, oh my gosh, I need the memory zapper. Somebody zap. Somebody. Oh my goodness. Oh, Brandon Fraser with the Barker. Yes. So, everybody's got their safe place, or at least needs to have a safe place. I highly recommend it. So, get yourself a safe place. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, my family is struggling right now. Oh my gosh, my poor family, I love them, but they're just like, oh, this is bad. One of my family members was online, doing the online stuff, and I think I heard him say, I think she's lost her ever loving mind. I mean, that's not exactly the words, because, they're younger than me. But they're like, what do I do? What do we do? What do we do? Like, I don't know, man. And they have videos. Oh, inside a bottle of, well, see, I was in a bottle of some very posh aperitif liqueurs during 2020, so I maxed out on that. So it's like 5 years later, and I can't go back. Oh yeah, he's blinking. He's been spending a lot of time outside. I'm like, what are you doing out there? He's like, well, I'll just take care of the yard. I'm like, well, it's gonna snow, I think. He's like, oh, that doesn't matter. I'll take care of it. It's like, okay. Like the gutters are getting cleaned out. I don't blame them, everybody. These are stressful times. These are stressful times. But you acknowledge the stress, you deal with the worry, and then you go forward. And then you go forward. We keep going. He thought he needed to spend more time outside. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, and one member of my family saw it and was inspired to do like a brainstorming board. And so now people are borrowing my Post-its for other purposes. I'm loving it. Lost appliances. He's nervous about mowing the backyard. There's stuff in there. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes. That's right. So, all right, here we go. Back to work, trucks. So, there you go, everybody. That's the update. That's the update on the crazy case here that we're all dealing with. We've got that Friday moment that we'll have a hearing on Friday and see how things go. But yeah, watch out for the cancel court. Oh my goodness. I better go pick them up and put them in the bunker. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I will. Sunny in Philadelphia. That's funny. All right. I will. I'll look that up. Okay, Pepe. That's funny. Oh, so you'll immediately see yourself. I know. No, I don't. Is it seriously? Is it there? Oh my gosh. All right, there with you. Well, we're going through it, everybody. We're going through it. Nothing to do but just put one foot in front of the other. So we'll continue on our journey there. One of the characters has a whole wall. Oh, really? All right. Well, inspirational. So with that, my friends, I'm checking the time here. I think I will go ahead and close up shop for tonight so that I can, have some more tang. Oh my gosh. But this, I think, was a pretty good overview. You can come back and take a look at the playback of the live here tonight if you're interested. I should have my TikToks that I've been doing the lives on. Those should be uploaded as soon as possible. I'm still waiting. My computer's running constantly trying to get the lives. Take a really long time to download and then upload, but they should be going very soon. I will be just randomly going from TikTok lives and posts. Those are going to be pretty random, but I will absolutely be back here. This will be the only place that I'm really focusing on having a schedule. So for YouTube, I will be doing Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and we'll do that at 7 p.m. Central. All right, so no matter what's going on anywhere else, this will be my schedule from now on here on the tube, everyone. So watch for me over here. And that's docs for 1994. My goodness. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So I will be back over here, everybody. With that, I will sign off for tonight before I get into too much trouble. I gotta go check my backyard for cans of food to put in my bunker. So take care, everybody. Thank you for coming by tonight. Always good to see you. Hopefully this information was useful, and I'll be back again here 7 p.m. Central on Thursday. So have a great night, everyone.